Hi. So this video is going to be different than like any other video I've done on my channel so far. I normally do bookish content, or I have a couple of vlogs that aren't strictly bookish, but this will be a craft vlog, I guess. I am going to be making my Halloween costume, or attempting to. I've been sewing for a few years. I'm not like great at sewing. No. But I do have an art degree. I have a graphic design degree from VCU, and part of the art curriculum at VCU is it's like an art foundation. So it's like the first year you take a bunch of different art classes. So I have done like woodworking, I've done sewing, I've done painting, I've done video editing, drawing. Like I had to do all that stuff before I could go into my graphic design classes. And so I learned how to sew in college. And by learn how to sew, I mean, they don't actually teach you how to do anything in college at like art school. They're just like, hey, this is your assignment, go do it. So they gave us like a 5-minute how to use a like sewing machine, and they're like, okay, now go make a whole outfit. So I kind of taught myself how to sew. And I've just done little things like ever since then. Like I've made like scrunchies. I actually have one in my hair right now, a little Halloween one. Actually the first scrunchie I ever made is the one in my hair. I made it like 5 years ago. This is my sewing machine over here. I made the cover for it. I did like hand make my boyfriend a quilt. Just little things here and there, but I've never made something from a pattern before. I tried to make a dress actually using the same pattern like 2 years ago, and I kind of gave up. I like cut all the fabric out and sewed the bodice together, and then like gave up after that. And I still have those pieces like in the closet. I just haven't touched it. But Halloween's coming up, and my friend group does a Halloween party every year that's themed. And so this year's theme is Tim Burton. And we decided, my boyfriend and I decided to do Sweeney Todd. So of course he is going to be Sweeney Todd and I'm going to be Miss Lovett. And we tried thrifting, and we probably just didn't go to the right thrift stores, but I just decided I'm gonna make the dress. So we spent like 2.5 hours at Joann last night. I did get some new Halloween decorations, but that was mostly spent in the fabric section because my boyfriend Casey was being so particular about the fabric. Because oh yeah, that's another thing. He decided he wants to make part of his costume. He wants to make the vest for Sweeney Todd. My boyfriend has never sewed before. Ever. Like not even a button. Like he's literally never sewed. And so I also have to teach him how to sew in the next month while also making my own dress from literal scratch. I also work 2 jobs. So we're gonna see how it goes. But we cosplayed as One Piece characters in March, and I made the like shawl for my costume, and I totally did it last minute, and I still got it done in time. So I think I can do it. Today is October 5th. Yeah, today is October 5th. Our party is on October 26th. So it is, I think, 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today. Oh, gosh. And it is 3:15, and I have plans in like 3 hours. So I only have a couple hours to work today, and then I work the next 6 days, and then I have another day off, which I'll do again. And yeah, whatever. We're gonna get started. Okay, so this is my fabric. This is what I picked out. I felt like this was a pretty good fabric that like mimicked like stuff that Miss Lovett wears, and then kind of gives it like the old like weathered look, I hope. So, but yeah, I just thought I would film this and see if I liked filming craft content. I don't really have time for crafting very often because of working so much, and usually I'm so tired I'd rather just like sit and read. But I do really love crafts and art, obviously. Like I said, I have an art degree. And yeah, so this is a side of my room you've never seen before. My room is actually like tiny. But yeah, so the background in most of my videos is like behind the camera right now, which is my reading chair, my bookcases, my book cart. And then this is the other side you never see, which is my craft table, which is like a fold out table. So that is fully folded out right now. And then I have a bookcase over here with craft supplies. The curtains behind me cover my closet, which is like very deep and very, very full. So yeah, we're gonna get started now. My first step is I already washed the fabric. I washed this fabric, the lining, and then the fabric for my boyfriend's vest this morning. And the first step is ironing it. So I'm gonna iron iron the fabric and then I'm gonna get the pattern out. It'll be slow going trying to figure it out. And it'll probably take me my whole 3 hours I have of free time to just get the pieces cut out. But I'm really hoping I can start on the bodice today. But yeah, I'm gonna iron my fabric and then I'm gonna cut everything out. And I wish I would have been preheating my iron while I was doing this intro, but I forgot. So I need to get my iron out now. You know you're an art person when you keep your iron and your ironing board not in the bedroom with your clothes. Okay, so it's not super smooth, but it's fine. It's smooth enough to cut out the pieces and then I will iron into individual pieces again. So we're moving on. Okay, so I don't have a pattern that's exactly what I'm looking for, but I'm planning on modifying one that I have because I got one from like a family member. And so use your imagination. This is the pattern. So it's this dress, but without the pockets, a different neckline, longer. That's my plan. So we're just gonna go with it. This is actually also the dress I tried to make that time, but I didn't finish it. Yeah, I am sort of familiar with this pattern because I started it, but like I never finished it. And this is a vintage pattern. I think I have the correct size figured out that I need to cut the pieces at. And let me get my GoPro. Okay, so here is the like instructions. So these are all the pieces. I mean, this is like the pocket, so I don't need that. But those are all the pieces looks like. And then so to cut it out, it'll be like this, like all the pieces on it. So I have to unfold all these things and then cut the fabric based off of them. So this is the skirt front. I'm just gonna lay out all the pieces and then go from there, I think. This is the bodice front. And this is skirt back. Feel like I'm missing a piece because I feel like don't I need like a bodice back then? Because this is bodice lining. No, this is bodice back. I'm just stupid. I think you cut the same thing for the lining as you do. Yeah, you do the same thing twice. Okay, so those are the pieces I need. These are the pants, the pocket, and the cuff, which can go back in the little package. Okay, so I have to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So I'm not even sure how much longer it's been. I had turned the camera off to figure out what the heck I was doing. I was not understanding the pattern, but I figured it out. And with having to make the skirt longer to be the correct length, I don't have enough fabric. So I'm just gonna cut what I can today, and I'm gonna have to buy more fabric before I actually start sewing the dress together. So based off like measurements on how long this skirt is, I think I need it to be 12 inches longer to be the correct length for the costume. So I got my newspaper out and I made extra length for the pattern. And now I'm going to pin it all down so I can cut the fabric out. Stress. Okay. Okay, so here is my skirt back. Hopefully. So basically where my confusion was in the pattern was just what needed to be doubled or not. And so this needed to be doubled on a fold. So when you unfold it, it's like a full back. Put this away. So we have half of the skirt cut out, And the other half of the skirt is gonna have to wait till I buy more fabric, but I am gonna try to cut out the bodice pieces now. All right, so this is the fabric I have left. I really did not do it right. And I need to have the back piece on a fold, but the front pieces don't need to be on a fold. Can you tell I don't have any idea what I'm doing? I feel like it's so obvious. Here's the bodice back, and this has to be on a fold, and then I can just cut 2 of these out because this is doubled right now, and then I have both front pieces that I need. And I think they fit on here like exactly right. Okay, so now I'm gonna pin the bodice pieces. So my camera stopped recording at some point, like my normal camera, because the SD card was full, and I have no idea when it cut off. So I cut the pieces out for the bodice from the fabric I'm using for the bodice, and now I'm cutting out the lining for the bodice, and I'm just gonna do that real quick just using my GoPro. So today I'm just cutting out what I can, and then I will cut out the rest of it next weekend and start sewing it next weekend. So I'm just gonna cut out the lining for the bodice now. And this material is like so slick that I got for the lining. I feel like it's gonna be such a headache to work with, but you know, I need practice working with different materials than I'm used to, so. Okay, so I have the lining cut out for the bodice in this slippery, slippery thin black fabric. I have all my pieces here that I've done so far, and that's where I'm stopping for today. I had more time to work on it, but now I don't have. I mean, technically I could start sewing the bodice together, but I think I've just been at it too long, and I'm just not feeling like doing that today, so I will start up again next weekend after I buy the fabric to cut out the next piece and start sewing the bodice. Off to kind of a rocky start, but could be worse. All right. It is day 2 of sewing the dress. It has been a week since I did the last clips. This has just been my next day off. So I bought the fabric I needed to buy, and I cut out the last parts I needed, and then I ironed everything. This time I got my ironing board out to make sure it was really getting all the wrinkles out. Everything's cut out, everything's ironed. Now it's time to start putting together the dress. So following the instructions, which like I said, I have done the bodice before. Doesn't mean I know how to do it well or that I will do it right. But anyway, the first part of it is putting the bodice together. So that is what we're gonna start with. I've done the bodice before, and this literally makes no sense. Like this picture, like seriously, what the heck? Since I've done this portion before and I get the gist, I'm gonna wing it. I'm just gonna wing it. Like, I get the gist, okay? I have to attach the lining to the outside and then sew it all together. And luckily, this fabric that I picked out, not intentional, but I'm glad I did it. It's the same on both sides. So that part's easy because I don't have to like figure out. It doesn't have to be sewed a certain way since both sides are the same. So I'm just gonna pin my pieces together and hope for the best. I'm winging this portion since I've done it before, and the instructions don't make sense. I'm just hoping I remember how to do it.
And you're supposed to be my instructor?
Hey, I never said I'm good at sewing. I just said I know how to a little bit.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, okay. I think I got it. Okay. First, I have to stitch the shoulders together. And then I have to stitch the neck, the arms, the front. Turn inside out, stitch. I got this. I have discovered a grave mistake that I made. This is why you follow the instructions to a T and you don't wing it. So I need to take out some of my stitches and redo it. It'll be fine, but like, yeah, that's what I have to do. Okay, so my little mess up took me about an hour and a half to fix. So lesson learned, don't wing sewing patterns. But I have it fixed. The like seam on the shoulders is a little ugly, but it's fine. So it is now right side out. It's starting to look like a bodice. So the next step is closing the lining at the bottom, but I think it's looking all right considering how badly I messed it up. And yeah, so now I have to figure out how to properly do that without messing it up since I messed the other thing up. We'll be taking a break after this. Not sure when I'm gonna finish this because I don't really have another day I can work on it before Halloween, but I will figure it out. Time to read the pattern some more. But the good news is that I've been getting to listen to a book and I am now like 3.5 hours into the book. I am listening at 1.75 speed. So I've actually only been in here for, I think I've been in here 2.5 hours-ish because it's like 5:30 now. And I think I came in here around 3. So I'm gonna read the pattern now. The part I'm at now is that really confusing diagram I showed earlier. And, you know, I don't want to wing it again since I know how badly I messed up before. But, like, that diagram makes no sense. And all I need to do is close the edges. So I should just be able to fold over the edges, right? Fold over this edge. Or even just fold over the edges and sew it, right? Ugh, the neckline of this is so ugly. Ugh. I also need to figure out if I can make the neckline lower because that's the look. So I don't know if I can do that. You'll never guess what happened. I messed up again. Yes. So, you know, winging it is just really not what you should be doing. However, this mistake I caught sooner. so I was able to fix it. And if you want to know how I fixed it, this was my last attempt at this dress. I made, like, this is like the finished bodice. The green is the outside, the white is like the lining. So this was the last one I made. I had to get it out and like look at it to figure out what the heck I was doing, because I could not figure out what I was doing wrong. So looking at this helped a lot, but it also showed me how nice the stitching could look, and how badly I messed up this one. But it's whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just a Halloween costume. It's gonna be dark. We're gonna be drinking. No one's gonna notice. So anyway, I have also switched from using my little like pins to my little clips. I found these, I don't remember how, but I found out about like sewing just plastic clips, and they're a lot easier than pins depending on what you're doing. So I switched to these. But yeah, so now I'm gonna sew this together, and then the bodice portion, which is like step one will be done. And that's all I'm doing tonight, because it is 6:15 and I keep messing up because I'm tired and I don't want to be doing this. So I'm going to finish this step 1 and I'm going to take a break and I'm going to go shower. I'm going to go eat, hopefully. Oh, my AirPod just died. So, I think I'll feel better once I take a shower and eat some food and just have some space. Like I said, I'm really enjoying my book. I am now 4.5 hours into it. Love listening on 1.75 speed. In case you're wondering like what I'm listening to, last weekend I was listening to Scarlet, which is the second book in the Lunar Chronicle series, and now I'm listening to Crest, which is the third book in the Lunar Chronicle series. This is not a book video. I'm just letting you know I'm really enjoying the series. And yeah, so I'm gonna switch my AirPod out, sew this, take a break, and we'll pick back up the next time I get to work on the dress, which might be next weekend. Who's to say? Okay, so today is day 3 of sewing. I have not worked on my costume in about 2 weeks. The party is tomorrow night, as in the party's in like 26 hours. So yeah, I have a lot to get done today. Last time I sewed, I don't know if I filmed that I had finished it, but I did finish step 1 of the pattern, which was the bodice. So I have it in my closet on my mannequin right now. So here's the bodice. It is not done. The edges are still raw because this will be sewed onto the skirt. And then I need to add like clasp. I'm not doing buttons, I'm just doing like little hooks to keep it shut. And I do plan on adding sleeves. I've never put sleeves on something before, so I don't know how to do that. But it can't be that hard, right? So I do have lace to add sleeves to it, but my goal first is to finish the skirt. I also cut out a pattern to add a pocket because I'm making my own dress. It's gonna have a pocket, so I also have to figure out how to add the pocket. But yeah, so first I'm gonna finish the dress basically according to the pattern, and then I will add the sleeves. When I tell you these instructions make no sense, and I think it's not just because I don't know what I'm doing, it's because this is so freaking old. For the past like 2 weeks, I've been helping my boyfriend work on his vest for his costume, and he bought a new pattern from Joann, like when we bought all the fabric, and his like actually makes some sense. And so it's just the language, like it's just the fact that this pattern is like 30 or 40 years old is the problem. And I know I should have learned my lesson, but I think I'm just gonna have to wing it because I do not understand this pattern. Like I don't, it's just putting 3 pieces together, so it should be fine, right? Like I don't I don't understand. So then I think I just have to stitch the 2 front pieces together, and then it says something about a fold, and I don't know what the fold is, and then stitch the back on it, and then that's step 4. Like, it shouldn't be hard, but I'm so stressed because of how badly I messed up the bodice. And then when I add the back is when I'm gonna add the pocket, because I'm just doing 1 pocket, because I literally just want a place to put my phone during the party. And that tutorial looks not easy, but like not hard. So I don't know, but it's currently 3:19 and I actually like did a half day at work so I could come home and work on this. But I had to do a couple things before getting started, which is why I left work at 1, but I'm just not getting started. Anyway, you didn't ask what time it was, so I'm just gonna start sewing and hope for the best. You know, it looks right. I actually think I made it too long, which is good because I can fix that. I guess this is correct. Like, that'll be the back and you can't see the bottom because of the table, but I'm stepping on it. Can you see that? I don't know. It doesn't, I don't need this right now. Let me just stop sticking it back in the closet. Okay, so I have the front pieces and I think they get sewed with these little flaps together. So I'm pretty sure I sew it because this little like square of fabric right here is like the bodice goes down, like it buttons down onto the skirt. So that's like the flap for the bodice to button, which we're not doing the buttons, but it exists in the skirt. So it is what it is. Again, I'll be wearing a corset over it. So I think I guess I'll leave that little thing there, but I don't know. I'm so stressed. You know, I think I said it in that first clip. I think I said I was starting, you know, a month ahead of time so I wouldn't get stressed, and then look at me being stressed. Okay, I just gotta get it done. It'll be fine. And it'll be great because I'll have a homemade costume and I'll be so proud of myself for doing it because everyone else store-bought theirs. And that's fine. Like, I'm not judging them for store buying theirs, but then I can just be like, I feel good about myself because I made mine. I'm yapping because I'm putting off sewing. I'm so stressed. I am so stressed. I think I have it lined up. I hope once I'm wearing it, you won't see how jagged the edges I cut are. You know, I gave my boyfriend shit for spending hours and hours cutting out the pieces of his pattern, but you know, his edges look nice and mine do not. So, you know, I don't think it mentions a seam allowance. I'll just do what I do, and that's just how it's gonna be. I'm gonna put on my audiobook, and I'm just gonna try to relax. I forgot what book I was reading the last time I updated, but I'm still reading the Lunar Chronicles. I'm now on the 4th one, Winter, and it's the longest one of all of them. This one's 23 hours long, and I don't remember exactly how long the rest of them are, but I haven't gotten much reading done this week, so I'm still on this one even though I did start it at the beginning of the week, and it is Friday. But anyway, book update. It'll come as a shock to no one that I messed up again and had to pull out the stitches and restitch. We're moving on. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do, and I'm very stressed. There's a step that I don't understand. I'm skipping it. It doesn't involve stitching. It just involves ironing, so I'm gonna skip it for now. So the next step is sewing the back to the front. So I need to decide. I think I want the pocket on the right side because I'm right-handed. So that means that is this side. I have to pin this to this, but then I need to figure out where to add the pocket. I'm doing this on the wrong side. It needs to be on the other side. Glad I figured that out before I started sewing. That would have been really bad. When this gets sewed and then I open it, yeah, that's right. There's so much fabric. You know, I think my next sewing project should be something small and simple to remind me why I like creating because this dress is not reminding me why I like to create. This dress is reminding me why I find it stressful and never do it. You know, so I just like eyeballed making the dress longer than the pattern, and I definitely eyeballed differently from the back to the front. So you know how I was like tripping over the back of the skirt? The front of the skirt is about an inch shorter, so that problem won't actually happen once it's done. So if I stitch that and then open it, yes, this is the correct side. I think I'm ready to sew this. I'm so confused. I think the skirt gathers at the waist, because otherwise, why is it so big? This is a skirt. And I know I didn't do it wrong because the sizing matched for the bodice. The bodice is really snug on me. So now I have to figure out how to make the skirt gather. Like I said, this thing is huge, and I don't know why it's so big, because I followed the instructions for the size. I'm so confused. Okay. I gotta look up machine basting because I don't know what that means. Oh. What? Okay. So I'm basting the waist. It says twice. Don't know why I'm doing it twice. And then I have to gather. I understand I'm basting it, and I know I need to pull it together to create the ruffy, you know, but I don't understand how to do it. Okay. We're just gonna go for it. Around like this. And I do it at 5/8 and 1/2 of an inch down. Why do I do it twice? I don't understand why I do it twice. Here goes nothing, guys. I ran out of bobbin thread. What the hell? Ugh. When did I run out of bobbin thread? It's fine. Everything is fine. Woo. Now I gather all of it, whatever that means. Okay. Oh. Why did I have to do 2? I'm so confused. How do I do it the whole time? Oh. This is so cool, actually. Okay. Ah, let me get the GoPro out so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I pulled on the edges and then it did this, and it gathers it. So I'm gonna keep doing that all the way around the skirt. It'll be a little weird when I get to that part I messed up, but, you know, it is what it is. doesn't have to be perfect. No one's gonna know. I guess I'll do a little bit all the way around, and then I'll have to test the bodice to see if it's the right amount. It literally looks like a pile of fabric, but I think I figured out what I'm doing. I have to pin the bodice to the dress, sew it on, matching up the sides and stuff. So that's a side and this is a side. So I will pin those at the sides and then I will figure out the stitching from there, I think. I think this should line up to here. I'm so hungry. I also got my boyfriend to go start my dinner. Oh yeah, if you wanted a time update, it's 6:14 now. I don't remember the last time I said the time, but I think I'm almost done. Gotta bunch this in the right way so that it fits on here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's literally a Halloween costume. My friends will be drinking and they won't even know how I look. Oh, this is not scrunched up as much as I thought it was. Oh, this is so stressful. I don't know how people do this for a living. Why are these not going anywhere? Got distracted. Okay, back to this. I also think I said this. I skipped a step for the where the bodice like meets at the bottom, so I'm not really sure if I'm doing something wrong by sewing this together, but that's where we're at. Ooh, I scrunched it too far for this one. Gotta stretch it out a little bit. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I feel like I'm talking to myself right now. But I'm really just trying to narrate what the heck I'm doing, because I'm such a mess. It's pinned together, guys. It's pinned together. I think I'm ready to sew it. I think I'm gonna mess it up. Okay. Oh, I'm so stressed. I'm also probably dehydrated. Okay, let's sew this mess together. I can finally start my book again because I think I'm able to focus again. Also, if the lighting is changing, that's because the sun has gone down. That's how long I've been sitting here. Okay, the two pieces are together. Let's see if I mess this up or not. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it's a dress, guys, it's a dress. I still have to figure out how the like clasp thingy here works. That still makes no sense to me. But it is a dress, it is one piece. Oh. This is really ugly. I think I need to re-sew the I think I have to re-sew it. Not like take stitches out, just like sew below where I sewed because my seam is not quite right and you can see the basting. But that won't be too bad. Yeah, I need to fix that, and then I can figure out the sleeves, and then I will figure out how to do something about this. So I'm just not sure what this is supposed to look like. I might just fold the edge. Ugh. Okay, first I gotta take it off and re-stitch this. Okay, so this is the fabric I'm making the sleeves out of. It is lace, which I have never worked with before. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I am making up the sleeves, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I have never put sleeves on anything before. Okay, well I do need to fold the fabric in half to have both halves of the sleeve, I guess. You know, I got this big old table and I still don't feel like I have enough room. Oh my gosh, lace is so hard to even lay it out. I can't imagine sewing it. I have my sleeve hole. So what I'm gonna do is, I hope the chalk shows up. It doesn't. Okay. Well, I wonder if regular chalk would show up. I made a mess. I made a mess in the closet, but I found the chalk. But I honestly really need to go eat dinner because I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So I'm gonna eat, then I'm gonna come back. Okay, I ate dinner. I'm feeling a lot better now. It is now 7:15. I think you can tell by the way my hair is messier now that I'm going insane. But we're on the downslope now. So I got the chalk out. Why did I think this was a good idea? So there's the curvature. Okay, so that's the curve of that armpit. And then I need to figure out how wide to make the arm as it goes down. My goal is to have a sleeve that like goes to like here, but like around here I want it to like floof out. And I know I'm making it so much harder than it needs to be. I did the round, but it needs to, oh, it's getting too late for this. And then we kind of need like a straight edge, but like kind of going in a little bit. But it does need to be a little bit wider than this. So maybe like that. And I'll do a very small seam allowance. I feel, I'm just getting too tired to do this, I think. I think I should have put it over here instead. We can do it again. It's chalk. It'll come out. That looks large. I think I need to cut that at an angle. Like this. I feel like that's good. Maybe a little bit more. Cause like, you don't want it to be too tight, right? Yeah, I think I'll leave it like that. So now I need to cut out a second sleeve. I still need to figure out if I'm doing the little like ruffle thing. That should be cut out. And I don't want that to be too big. To do the sleeve, I'm imagining it needs to be that wide, but then come out. Yeah. I don't know if this will be the same if the angle will work out. You know, if the angle doesn't work out, it can just be a single sleeve without a little hoof. We're just gonna go for it. That's all we can do. Okay, I had to turn the camera off because I was so stressed, but I have the sleeves on there now. And I messed up a lot, but to be fair, I was doing it without a pattern. So I have them attached at the shoulder, and then they go down, and then they ruffle out. And I actually managed to do basically what I wanted. So I'm really proud of that, even though I messed up a lot. I have 2 sleeves that are basically identical. You don't know how many times I mess this up. I swear I messed up. So I have most of it done. It's a dress. I still need to close this. Still need to figure out what to do with these little flappies. And then I need to sew on the clasp on the front. And then after I get that sewed on, I will try everything on and then hem it. But for now, I am stopping for the night because my boyfriend still needs to work on his. He is making the vest for his Sweeney Todd costume. And he has everything cut out and has the interfacing attached. And that's it. He still has to sew the whole thing. So I told him I wanted to finish mine and then we would work on his. And it is 9:09 p.m. the night before the party. So I'm going to start helping him work on his. I'm hoping once I get him started with the instructions and with the sewing machine, he can kind of just like take over. And then that's when I'm going to work on putting on my clasp. And then tomorrow morning I can hem it. Yeah. Okay, so it is the day after the party. Things got really hectic yesterday and I did not get to film any, but I will verbally update you with how the rest of the process went, and then I will show some pictures and stuff from the party, like my outfit and also my boyfriend's outfit. We did a lot of couples pictures. Friday night when I stopped filming, I think it was like 9 or something, and then I started helping my boyfriend with his vest. We had to start sewing his. He had not started putting the pieces together yet. So we worked on that and went to bed at like 2 a.m. And Friday, while my boyfriend was working on his vest, like if he didn't actively need my help, then I was hand sewing the cat and eye clasp onto the bodice to keep it shut. I got up around 8 on Saturday and made the dessert for the party, and then we went back to working on the vest. And while he was working on the vest, I got to try on my dress for the first time with the corset and with the petticoats. And I realized it was too big, like really too big. And I think it's because I did not follow the correct seam allowance when I was doing the bodice. I just didn't even think to check what it was. So I think that was the problem. And when I was trying it on over a t-shirt, it like seemed like it was gonna fit, but then putting it on, you know, without a t-shirt on, it was like I could pinch like that much probably. So it was like kind of huge. And so I had to take in the sides and take in the shoulders. And then I had to take out the sides a little bit at the like armpits because it got like too tight. So then I had to figure out how long the dress needed to be because I made it longer than it needed to be because the pattern supposed to hit you like mid calf, I think, but also I'm short, so I just added like a foot of extra fabric on the end just to be safe. And it was really too long, which is like a good thing because you'd rather have it too long to be able to cut it. So I tried it on, put the heels on because we're in like 2-inch heels, got my boyfriend to like put pins in it where I thought I wanted it, and then I like cut it out and I started like folding over the hem, and I realized it was like a different length on every panel. It was like really bad. I put it on my mannequin and it was like 1 inch different. So I just cut it at an angle to meet up the sides, and I was like, that's good enough. I don't think you could tell it was uneven lengthwise. However, it was now shorter than the petticoat, and I had bought a white petticoat because I just needed it for this dress to poof it out. It wasn't going to be seen, and I thought it would be more useful in the future having a white petticoat because it would be light colored and be able to be worn under light colored dresses. So you could see the white petticoat under the dress. But it was just like a little bit. So what I did was the like waistband of the petticoat, it like the floof starts, but then there's like fabric, like several inches of fabric. And I like want it up here, but it would like slide down to my hips. So I literally safety pinned the petticoat to the bottom of my bra, and it was the perfect length. And you could not see the petticoat. You could see it like when I sat down and like floof my dress, you know? But yeah, it came together. But I was like, you know, I finished sewing my dress at like 4 p.m. and the party started at 5. And so I finished my dress, and then my boyfriend was still working on his vest. He was having a lot of difficulty as he's never sewn before, but I think it turned out really well for someone who'd like never sewn before. And it's a hard pattern. Like I could not figure it out. I could not help him. And it was like hard material because he was using wool. I took a shower because I had to do my whole hair routine because Miss Lovett has like, you know, curly hair in her thing. So I did my whole curly hair routine and diffused it dry, which I never do because it's so much work, but it like is so curly, like it looks so good. So, you know, it's worth diffusing. I just don't feel like doing that. Anyway, and I was just like, you know, coming up and down stairs to like come in here and help him when he had questions, and then going to like do my makeup, do my hair. Like I had to like get ready, and then he had to do all that too. And so we got everything ready, and then we did the buttons last. And so we finished the costume literally like 10 minutes before we left the house, and we got to the party 4 hours late. But our friends were like, oh my god, you guys killed it. This is like so worth the wait. And yeah, so our costumes I thought turned out really good, and I'm glad I did it. because it is really cool to like have made a dress and like wore it, and people like, they literally raved about it. Like, not to toot my own horn, but like once an hour, they're like, guys, I just can't believe you guys did this. And we were like, curtsy and shit. Yeah. Anyway, it was fun. I just wish I would have had more time to work on it instead of pretty much doing the whole thing the weekend of the party, like 24 hours within the party. So yeah, I did the dress. I got it done. I think it looks successful, even though I messed up like a lot. Oh, in case you're wondering, the pocket I sewed in, the corset, I did not account for the corset being lower than the waist. So the pocket was hidden by the corset and only like this much peeked out. So I couldn't use the pocket, but it's like, I got the practice. So yeah, overall, I think it was successful. I know it's going to be really painful going back and watching the clips of me like making the dress, because I know I messed up like a lot and I was a mess while doing it. And I know I cut the camera a lot and just gave up filming. So sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was something that I could try, and I did. So I'll have to see if this video does well, if anyone likes it, because I could do more like sewing videos, I guess. Not like showing you how to sew, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing, but just showing you that I'm sewing. Maybe? I don't know. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was all right. Like I said, my normal content is bookish, so check that out if you like books. This is my craft side of my room. Behind the camera is my book side. Normally it is reversed. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.